I come from a family of 36 doctors.
Wow.
I always say to everyone, your bucket list should always be there. Motivation is something you have to find from within. What is important, you make it consistent. We have been working with children with special needs. I used to do paintings and sell them to individuals and get the money out of it and help kids.
I've seen tears of joy in the parents. How did Sana the artist evolve?
I'm a perfect blend of my mom and dad, and
Okay.
I hope that I got the best of both worlds. It is important that the father plays his role and mother plays her role. But I feel the mom is the biggest school for children. Coming from the society where everything is surplus, the biggest challenge that I get for my kids will be to keep them grounded. The best part about the men in the family is that they are extremely busy, but they make sure that they find the right amount of quality time to be spent with each individual of the family.
How
And
does
I
Mr.
salute
Reema
them.
Mahajan do that?
You cannot have your being busy as an excuse.
Welcome to Women of Wonder by Reema Mahajan, or WOW Women as we lovingly call it. This is our initiative to bring to you journeys of empowered and ambitious women so that we can all take inspiration from them. My guest today is really special. She's a doctor, she's a philanthropist, she's an entrepreneur, and on top of that, she's an artist. I think we all know her already. Welcome to the show, Sana.
Thank you, Reema, for having me here, and thank you for making this platform for women.
Thank you so much. And I think our platform is looking for inspiration from empowered and ambitious women like you, which is why we would love to know about your journey today. So let's start from the very beginning, Sana. How did you become a doctor? How did you choose your specialization? How did all of that happen?
Okay, serious and funny story mixed. I come from a family of 36 doctors at the moment.
Wow.
So
okay.
I don't think it needs any explanation further.
No.
Why did I become a doctor? But while I wanted to become a doctor, I also wanted a shortcut.
Right.
So this is the only explanation I can give to become a dentist
Right.
and becoming a maxillofacial surgeon. Because
Yes.
when I saw all my relatives and dad and my everyone, like they always used to study, and it took too long for them to become a doctor, which is
Right.
rightfully so.
Yes.
I thought, okay, how is it that I can be a doctor at the same time have more time to accomplish other things that are on my wish list?
Right.
So I found a way that become a dentist. So you're a doctor, you're in the medical field, you're healing people. At the same time, my bucket list will not go to waste and I will have time. But I
What's
did.
the bucket list? When you say, what did the 18-year-old Sana want to do
Oh,
back then?
18 is way too late. I
Right.
would go even back to 8, I'm a dreamer.
Right.
Like I always had a list. It could be just something simple of creating artwork, or
Right.
it could be something like writing a poetry or a book. So when I'm 8, I'm not mature enough probably to be able to publish my own book. Or maybe in today's day and age, parents are giving easier platforms to their children and things are much more comparatively easy than,
Yeah.
let's say, 20 years back.
Yes.
So I think those lists were always there. And I always say to everyone, your bucket list should always be there. If the top 10 are accomplished, the other
Move to
next
the
top
next
10
one.
should come in,
Yes.
So like that was always there. So it could, mine included skydiving, motorcycle riding, and horse riding.
Have
I've
you done all of
that.
them
Yes.
already?
Yes, I have. Yeah, I have.
So what's the bucket list for the coming few years?
So I always advocate one should always have a bucket list. No matter what age bracket you fall in, that bucket list has to be there. And I also advocate that it is not necessary that you should put a time frame to it. No matter what age bracket you fall in, I always feel that it is important to have a bucket list. And it is very important to not put a timeline to it. Why? Because when you put unnecessary time frames to the things that you want to accomplish, sometimes you put that unnecessary pressure on yourself.
Okay.
Also, you kind of start putting that failure feeling onto you. So it is important to be ambitious. It is important to have your aims and time-bound, what you call smart objectives. But when it comes to your bucket list, I think it should also have a little bit of free hand.
Right.
So I've always had that. And it included things like skydiving, which I did thrice. And
Brilliant. You're quite adventurous, aren't you?
well, why not?
Yes.
If you can, why
Yeah.
not? As long as it's not harming anyone. And
Of
when I
course.
came back from the skydive, my mom was like, what if you would have died? I said, Mom, I'm here.
Yeah.
I didn't. So
Yeah.
that's the better part
And you
of
went
it.
back the second time.
And I
the
went
third
back
time.
the second time and then the third time. It's hilarious. But list included skydiving, motorcycle riding, then horse riding. So things which are considerably unconventional
Yes.
in the Indian diaspora, I would say.
Yes.
In today's day and age, it is becoming much more popular. Things are much more
Yes.
easier and more accessible. But when I was younger, things were a bit different than
Right.
today. And I mean, I'm really glad what is happening today, and things are better and easier, more accessible to the kids, and they can explore more, and achieve more.
Yes.
So yeah, the bucket list has always been on.
Brilliant. And is there anything on your bucket list which you've tried but you failed or not accomplished?
Yes, and I'm never shy on that, because what I don't succeed at, it also keeps me challenged.
Yes.
At the same time, it also tells me I'm human. Swimming is something I'm not excellent at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And there is, I would call it a darker side.
Right.
I have claustrophobia.
Okay.
Anybody who has claustrophobia would understand this, that,
Yes.
when you're swimming, you're not very comfortable, because at the end of the day, you're
Yeah,
in
yeah,
water,
yeah.
and the
Yeah,
breathing is
and you
a bit...
feel-
It's a
you feel
challenge.
claustrophobic. Yeah, it's a challenge
So,
for you to be.
I mean, I can swim. I can swim well enough to survive.
Right.
But am I confident and excellent at it? No.
Okay.
So that's one thing I
Brilliant.
always tell very proudly, that yes, there is something which I'm not very good at.
Well, I'm sure people are interested in knowing that, because for us, you are like a perfectionist, right? You are a doctor, you're an entrepreneur, you're a philanthropy. So let's talk about philanthropy. You get involved in a lot of giving back to the society initiatives. I've been following your journey, and there's so much happening. How do you get motivated for that? Like, where does it all come from?
So motivation is something you have to find from within. But what is important, that you make it consistent and sustainable. So whatever you're looking for, a lot of people do things to show it off. So is that the right reason? No. I mean, I don't know. Who am I to judge? The other day I saw this video that said that, this influencer cleaned the beach only for the video and left the dump on the beach.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, that's wrong. Okay. But if that influencer created a video and that made somebody motivated or inspired to do something right, so maybe
Right.
there is something good coming out of it.
Right.
So
Yes.
principally there are a lot of wrong things going on there, but can we get the better out of it? So that's a perspective I always see. So now you say that, how do I find motivation to do good things in life?
Yes.
First, of course, I would say that it comes from the values that I have from my family. I mean, it could be genetic information which is inherent in the DNA. Other than that, what I saw my parents do throughout life when I was growing up. And I think that compassion, it drives us as human beings. I mean, it could be anything as simple as just smiling at each other, So
Yes.
that itself is a very big thing. Or it could be comparatively bigger things which involve, in today's day and age, money is,
Yes.
something which is difficult to part with. So when you are sacrificing money or using that money for somebody's betterment or something good, I mean, that is also considered as charity.
Yes.
Or just it could be a conversation with somebody who needs to have that conversation. So that is
Yes.
also charity. So, I mean, there are so many forms of it.
Which one of your many projects is your favorite one and where you love to spend your time on?
In terms of doing good in the society, I have been working with children with special needs.
Yes.
And this has been going on since I was in my late teens, when I was in India finishing, doing my dentistry and while studying and everything. So then also I used to do paintings and sell them to individuals and get the money out of it and
Yes.
take out the money from my scholarships
Oh,
and just
brilliant.
take that money out and help kids. And then coming back to Dubai, also I joined certain schools of special need children. And then
Yes.
however I could, it just kept growing. I mean, it's just that desire to be able to be helpful.
Yeah.
And that's something that I still would want to continue and, encourage other people to do that too.
No, that's brilliant. So we at IWD also work with Children of Determination. We bring them back at all of our awards. And I think I've seen tears of joy in the parents of these special kids every time they've gone and performed successfully, every time they've been on the stage, because, we need to encourage this diversity and inclusion in our society, which I don't think happens that often. It gets talked about, but the practicality of it is still less
You've
common.
defined it when you're saying
Yes.
practicality, because
Yes.
life is really fast.
Yes.
It's really, and as time goes, it's getting faster and faster. So in
Yes.
this whole pace, it is tough for the people who are not able to keep that pace. It's not necessarily people of determination. It could be any divergence from the
Right.
neurotypical environment. So, I mean, whatever we can do, it's
Yes,
good.
I know, I absolutely agree. Absolutely. So moving on from philanthropy to being an artist. So tell us, how does How did Sana the artist evolve? And you are a beautiful artist because I've seen some of your paintings. So have you always been artistic, creative, kind of a girl? And like, I think matching a doctor with an artist is a...
Yeah, it's a funny mix.
Exactly. It's a left brain and the right brain together.
It really is. So I think I'm a perfect blend of my mom and dad, and
Okay.
I hope that I got the best of both worlds.
You did, I'm sure.
So my dad is a doctor and mom
Right.
is an artist and
Okay.
also a poet. So she has a PhD in Persian poetry.
Right.
So I think I've inherited both of the
Yes.
sides, and I never took any classes in art or anything. I think I've just learnt it or inherited the DNA from my mom. And
Right.
I remember when I was in even grade 4, I was doing portraits of my grandmother and my aunts, and I still have those, and they resemble them.
Right.
So I think it's just one
That's
of those
beautiful.
things. Yeah.
And you write also, is it?
I
What's your
do.
favorite form of like writing? What do you write about?
You know, what an artist does, it's got to come from within, right? So it's just, if you get some kind of inspiration suddenly, and that's what inspires me to write. So recently my poem was about motherhood.
That's a topic which is
Yeah.
close to our hearts. So talking about motherhood, you have 3 beautiful kids. How old
Yes.
are they?
So one is 5.5, one is 4, one is 1.5.
Oh wow, they're very young, right?
Back to back,
And you
yeah.
need a lot of energy to manage these kids, right?
We all do, right? I mean, managing kids or their father or the family, I mean, let's see what we want to juggle in.
yeah. So how do you juggle your day? What does a day in the life of Sana Sajan look like?
So a lot of people ask me this, that how
Yes.
do you manage to do so many things? The simple answer to that is time management.
And how do you do that?
It's about being strict with timings with
Okay.
people, with a little bit of area to play with. Like when the kids wake up, I go meet the sons first
Yes.
because they wake up earlier, get them ready for school. While
Right.
they're getting ready for school, I drop them to the car and then come back and the daughter is awake.
Okay.
So then I spend that half an hour with her. While all of that is happening,
Yes.
then the daddy wakes up. So I
Yes.
go wake up the
The
daddy.
biggest kid in the
Yeah,
family.
the eldest kid in the
I
family. And then if he's not in the mood to get up, I just
Yes.
drop my daughter on him and then
Yes.
he can't do
Of
anything about it.
Of course.
So morning's all about like getting that whole
Family
family
time.
warmth and just getting the max out of it. Because, you know,
Yes.
when you're a working woman, it is,
Yes.
you always have that guilt.
Yes.
And even though I try to convince women to not
Hmm.
have that guilt, but at the end of the day, we are all human. And I also get that, but I do talk to myself to,
What do you tell
put it away.
yourself when you have this feeling of being guilty?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, a guilty mother who's at work, not being with her kids, and an ambitious woman who's at home, not working. So what do you tell yourself?
For example, there are a lot of times that I get this urge that I should just stop doing anything outside the home and just be at home, be with my kids, and be that full-time mom. Okay? Then that other echo comes in my head, which says that, Sana, tomorrow when you will have the empty nest, that will be the time when you will say that you could have done everything else as well. And today you are having the regret. And do I really want to have that regret tomorrow? No. The regret of not being able to do the other things.
Yes.
So I would rather have the skill in juggling between all the things and be proud of it rather than have the guilt tomorrow.
Yes.
You know, and that is something where, you know, most of the mothers of grown-up kids, they do face this as well.
Yes.
That the kids come back and say, why didn't you do it?
Right.
And you don't have the answer. You cannot say that, बेटा मैं तुम्हें प्यार करती थी,
हाँ.
मैंने वो वक्त तुम्हें दिया.
Yes.
और कह भी दोगे तो वो कहेंगे नहीं आपको अपना काम करना चाहिए था. It's not that the kids are saying something wrong or they are mean.
No.
It's just that they are saying the fact.
Also, the kids look up to you,
They
right?
do.
You are the closest inspiration to them, and being a working mom, juggling 100 things in a day, I think your daughter is going to be like, my mama is a superwoman.
Oh, I mean, all moms are super
Yeah, all
moms.
moms are
super
superwomen.
moms.
Absolutely,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
absolutely.
So, yeah, I would be happy to get that from my daughter. And I hope that we are able to teach our children the right values.
Yes.
You know, the biggest challenge which comes to me now, more than Adil, I think the mother plays the bigger role.
Right.
I always feel, yes, it is important that the father plays his role and mother plays her role. But I feel the mom is the biggest school for children.
Yes,
You know, and
yes.
no matter how much you want to just bring in that equity of, gender bias and everything, but the truth remains, mom is the biggest school.
Yes.
So I still take it on my shoulders that the biggest challenge that I get for my kids will be to keep them grounded. You know, because coming from the society that we are coming from, where there is everything in surplus,
Yes.
you know, and everything is easily accessible,
Yes.
how will I be able to keep them grounded and give them the right value for money
Yes.
and teach them the right values to respect people in every
Yes.
form.
Brilliant.
So that is the biggest challenge that I have kept it in my pocket, and it is something that I'm always working on.
That's brilliant. And I think those are some of beautiful values you're trying to inculcate in your kids. How is Adil as a father? How involved is he?
Oh, so we are a family where we live. Adil's mum, dad are also
Yes,
living with us,
yes.
and Adil's dadi is also living with us.
Okay.
And
It's a great, lovely joint family
yeah,
setup,
yeah,
is
we are a
it? Yeah,
nice,
okay.
lovely family together.
Yes.
And best part about the men in the family is that they are extremely busy, but they make sure that they find the right amount of quality time to be spent with each individual of the family.
How
And
does
I
Mr.
salute
Rizwan
them.
Sajan do that?
It is incredible. And like Rizwan Sajan and Adil Sajan, they
Yeah.
are both really hats off to both of them.
course.
How they do it. And I love and respect them more and more on this.
All
So
right.
they definitely are setting examples for the people around, and not only to men, but also to women.
Of course.
That you cannot have your being busy as an excuse.
Yes. Yeah.
Even if you give that half an hour, if it
Yeah,
is
yeah,
like the right quality time given to your family, be it your children, be it your wife or your mom or anybody else, you give that quality time,
Yes.
that does it.
That's brilliant. I mean, it's lovely to hear how your joint family actually stays together and you all spend time with each other. And you also holiday with each other, right?
We do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So which one has been your favorite holiday so far?
Oh, wow. So there are so many. I would just talk about the recent one where we went to Kashmir in India.
Oh, brilliant.
And
brilliant.
it was our first visit, and we have been hearing that it's the Switzerland of
beautiful.
India.
It's beautiful.
And, all the stories. But then I was like, maybe it's just marketing.
Okay.
But the truth is, it is indeed, like, it feels like, yes, you are in heaven.
Yeah,
Really, like
you did
paradise
feel
on
like-
earth, it is said,
Yes.
and it really is the same. Incredible. It is so beautiful, and I feel that I would encourage people to go there because it is very safe, it is very beautiful,
Yes.
and it's definitely worth your trip.
Ah, brilliant.
And
I'm
what's
going
the
to
best
add it to
part?
my bucket list now.
You must. And
Going back to
you
your
get the
bucket
best of
list.
family time because
Yes.
it's so serene, and you're just sitting together having the Kashmiri kahwa over there.
Yeah.
So it's just so serene and beautiful. You get that real beautiful memory for a
Brilliant.
lifetime.
I have to try it. So, Sana, one thing I've been very impressed, and I've watched you in the last year and a half, is your fitness journey and your transformation, a complete transformation. So, share with us what did that journey look like and what have you done?
I've always been a very healthy and fit person in life.
Right.
Yeah, and when you've always been a tall, medium-sized person in your life, and then you get married and then you have a baby and you are
Yes.
suddenly XXL.
Yes.
Right?
And that is depressing.
I don't know if I would call
Was
it
it
depressing.
depressing for
'Cause
you?
No, as I say, I always look to the positive side of life. So I was really enjoying the journey of being in that size. More than that, what mattered for me are the beautiful feelings which I was having from having the baby. So I practice that in every situation in life. If there is a
Brilliant.
difficulty, I see what is the better thing in this moment that I can extract out of it. So
Okay.
it's applicable like hardcore in every aspect of my life. So when I was a size, not just double XL, even a triple XL,
Okay.
I was just enjoying eating my parathas, putting the sugar in my chai.
Adding the ghee.
Yeah, and loving the ghee. Okay.
Yeah.
And not only just that, because like, when you're hugging your baby, do you really think about your size in that moment?
No.
And yes, it was less encouraging to be in the glamorous parties, but does it really matter? No. It doesn't matter. It only matters when you make it matter.
Yes.
So, and it didn't matter to me. So it didn't matter to anyone else.
Right.
So I didn't let my size come in the place. For the last 6 years of my marriage, I've been pregnant, hefty, and busy with my kids and making the family.
Yes.
And I was enjoying it left, right, and center.
Right.
In every way.
Okay.
And I've been on the stage.
Yes.
I've been performing. We've had
Yes.
film fairs. I've been hosting. I've been
Yes.
doing everything that I need to do and I
Yes.
want to do without anything, affecting my confidence.
Okay.
Reason being, I am there on the stage, not my size. And
Right.
when that was my perspective, that was also the audience's perspective.
That is really inspirational. Because I'll tell you personally, I've had 2 kids and I've gained and I've been like 85 kgs pumpkin. But I was always like, no, I need to go back to my old size. At least I need to lose weight. I felt conscious. Like, I'll be honest, I felt conscious when you were not fitting into that dress. And
The fun part of being, I think the fun part of being in a shape which is not to your liking,
Yes.
is that it's okay, you're out of shape, so kya
Yeah.
isse zyada kya kharab hoga?
अब तो हो गया.
Like, you know, when
Yes.
you start getting towards the better shape of
Yes.
yours, like I think right now I'm in a better shape of mind, which I want to be.
Yes.
So now I'm looking at different angles and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, this is not right. And then
Yes.
I'm like, Sana,
Yes.
just one
Just
year ago,
remember.
you would have done anything to come back to this
Yes.
shape. So be grateful, be thankful, and be
Yes.
proud of yourself. But see, why I wanted to lose weight, looking good for sure is an amazing reason.
Yes.
But is it my first reason? No.
What's your first reason then?
My reason was because I have 3 children, I want to run around and play with them.
Okay.
Yeah. First.
Yes.
Yeah. And I want to be that strong mom who can take one on my back and two on my both
Brilliant.
arms. Yeah. So first of all, I wanted to play with my kids.
Yes.
Second, I have always believed that health is the right pathway towards the right quality of life. Is it the longevity which is important? Is it the quality of life which is important? You know, so for me, if I want to live any years of life, I want it to live in health. So when I'm tomorrow 60 or 70, I would try that my joints are better.
Okay.
I'm living better and I'm able to combat any kind of, you know, immune responses or anything which for my health better.
Right.
So that is one of my primary reasons after my
Brilliant.
kids
Brilliant.
to be able to be healthy.
Brilliant. But what are the 3 top fitness tips you would give to all my girls out there?
Top fitness tips. One, consistency.
Okay.
Motivation is what gets you started.
Yes.
Consistency is
Just
what
keep
keeps
it
you
going.
going.
Yeah.
Simple, cliche,
Yeah.
but it's the truth. So
Perfect.
yes, you find your motivation, but how do you find consistency? You do it regardless you feel like doing it or not.
Okay.
Oh, you know, a lot of friends come in that, oh, I can't leave sweets.
Yeah.
Okay, you are saying this to yourself. It's nothing. We are superhumans.
Yes.
You know, we are
Why do you
superhumans. We
say
can easily manipulate our own mind because it is just a part of our own body. It's in our control. Today, if I eat anything sweet, I genuinely feel that disgusting feeling in my throat. I know it is
lover.
horrible for me.
Right. Yeah.
And when we are younger, it is easier to play with things and you can take your body for granted.
Yes.
But while time is passing, which we all know that it is passing as we talk, you need to realize that what is good for you, you should try and practice that one by one. So the second tip would be have that one bucket list of health for yourself.
Yes.
And try to do one thing good every day
Okay.
for yourself. So how do you do that? Start with just 1 glass of good plain water
Right.
every day.
Every day.
I'm not saying 2 liters of water.
Huh. Don't set targets like 4 liters in one go and like 2 liters.
It will
Yes.
come. It
Yes.
will come. But you start with 1 good glass of water.
Right.
Why do I say good?
Yeah.
Because you need to bless your water.
How do you do that?
Just say this is
good
good
vibes.
water.
Yes.
Just give it good vibes and just drink it and think that it will give you good health. You know, these small things, they matter. So there was an experiment conducted in 2002 where a group of rabbits was given high cholesterol diet.
Okay.
And there was a group of other rabbits which was given the same diet, but their body cholesterol did not rise and their health was okay.
And why?
Why was that? Because the one who was feeding those rabbits was giving them love and cuddling them and
Yeah.
giving that food with all the love to them, and that love was transferred and they did not get that sickness. The reason is good energy, and it's not a joke. People keep saying it, so it becomes very cliche. It is
Yes.
one of those terms like women empowerment. It's been used so much that people cringe on it, you know?
Yes,
But that fact remains that it is important. Good energy flow is really, really important. So bless your water and have it.
Brilliant.
The third and simple tip, try to reduce the calorie intake every day. This is the most
Okay.
practical tip.
Huh.
Just reduce the quantity of food that you're having little by little every day.
Do you still have like normal Indian diet or what?
Oh,
is-
yeah,
what does
yeah,
your
yeah.
food look like? Or
Indian
you
food
cook-
is amazing. I mean,
Okay.
it has so many superfoods in it. Like khichdi itself is a superfood. You
Yes,
know, ghee
yes.
itself is a superfood. Anything that is taken in balance, it is
Yes.
important. You know,
Right.
and Indian foods are amazing if you cook it in the right way and
Yes.
eat the right quantity and
Yeah.
understand how many calories you're taking in.
Okay.
It's very simple and it becomes your system. It doesn't have to be a paranoia. It should be in your system. You know?
Okay.
So it's just simple, control your
But you
calorie
also tend
intake.
to eat out a lot, right? I'm assuming your day looks very busy, that you're out and about,
Yeah.
you know, different engagements, different events and all of that. How do you manage
So
when
people
you're
think
eating
it's a
out?
challenge.
Yes.
So whenever I step out of house, I
Yes.
finish my meal.
Okay.
If that's the time when it is happening. If I'm going out for a dinner, I make sure when I'm there, I'm mindful of what I'm eating and I
Okay.
see what portions I'm eating. It's important to not pile on to other people what you're doing, which is good for yourself.
Okay.
You know, so you don't want to vex other people with what your diet plans are and what your ambitions for your health is.
Right.
Okay. So what you do is you just quietly be mindful of what you're eating. And then if there is everything which is very dangerous over there on the
Yes.
platter, you
Yes.
find that, okay, once in a while you can sin.
Yeah. Do you- so do you have sinful Sundays?
I don't actually.
You don't?
I don't because I don't crave for things which are harmful for me.
Okay.
And
But you don't have a sweet tooth or that little cake or
no,
ice cream, nothing?
No, I don't.
No
I
cravings?
used to love rasmalai and aloo parathas, but rasmalai, it has gone out of my palate completely because sweets, they give me that really bad flavor in my mouth.
You are
now.
blessed now.
Yeah, it's all mind regulation,
it's
right?
all-
We are superhumans, I'm telling you.
So it's all mind coaching
It's
that you
mind game. You can do everything.
Right.
And when you know and tell yourself that, the more you tell yourself, I can't do it, the more you will not be able to do it. So just say it,
Yes.
I will do it and I am doing it. Not will, forget that. You
Yeah.
should just say, I'm doing this.
I'm gonna do this.
Very
Yes.
simple, not gonna.
No.
I'm doing
Yes.
this. This is what
Okay.
I'm doing.
Okay.
Simple.
Okay.
And
I
it
am doing
works.
it.
Believe me, it works like magic.
Wow,
Yeah,
that is some awesome piece of advice from our dear Sana Sajan. But I'm going to move on to our next round, and this is called Direct Dil Se.
Okay.
This is like no thinking, direct dil se, whatever comes to your mind. Shall we start? Are you
Yeah,
ready?
yeah.
Okay. What is your favorite painting and why?
My favorite painting is Jugni by Umar Khayyam. It's a painting of a flying angel. It's a female form, and I definitely think that female form of all creations of God are, more evolved one. And it's a flying angel because it has freedom, and it's very, very beautiful. So yeah.
Brilliant. What are the 3 things you're very grateful for today?
I'm the most grateful for my family, of course, health, and also gratitude. So I am thankful for God for putting gratitude in my heart as well. That's a big thing to have.
Yes.
Not all people have that.
What's the most unusual or surprising gift you have ever received?
Oh, what is the most unusual or surprising gift I ever received?
I'm sure you get a lot of gifts, or you've been pampered on your anniversaries and birthdays and all of that.
I think
But
my
yes,
birthday proposal was the biggest surprise for me.
how did that happen? Tell us more.
That was the craziest thing that
Yes.
has happened in my life. And,
Okay.
Adil is always truth-speaking person.
Okay.
He does not lie or does not manipulate, and it is indeed a big inspiration.
Okay.
So while he was planning to propose to me, he did not want that to leak out to me.
Okay.
Because it was a surprise.
All right.
And I had no idea that he's interested in getting married or like where is it going or
Right,
whatever.
right,
So
right.
what he did that 2 days before my birthday, he broke up with me.
Okay. And you were dating for how long before
We
that?
were dating for a year and a half then.
Okay.
And we started with friendship.
Right.
And that friendship was evolving into a very beautiful emotion, which I
Yes.
did not recognize until he broke up with me.
Okay.
And that's when I realized that, I think, okay, fine.
Yes.
Maybe this is the right time to break up because this is evolving into something much more
serious.
serious.
Yeah.
So, what he said to me that, Sana, I've spoken to my parents and I did not want to tell you this, but I thought maybe it could work out. But then I have to tell you that my parents are not approving of us.
Aw.
And my answer to him was simple, Adil, without our parents, we don't go anywhere.
Okay.
So if it was not meant to be, it was not meant to be. I said this to him, and this was over the phone.
You must be
This was
crying.
over the phone.
Yeah.
He broke up with me over the phone.
Oh,
And the
no.
moment I hung up,
Yes.
I was bawling.
Of course.
And that's when I realized, I think I have
I'm
feelings
in
for him. And 2 days later, I go to this place where we had, booked for my birthday. And I
Yes.
was like, Sana, a breakup should not break your birthday party. So just
Okay.
enjoy your birthday.
Okay.
And whatever it is, we're breaking up with good, feelings. It's fine. Whatever it is. Let's just enjoy the birthday. Don't spoil your birthday. Like, this is what my thought was. Okay, at the end of the day, you have to be happy and positive in life.
Yes, yeah,
Nothing
the
breaks you.
yeah, exactly. It comes back.
And that's when, out of the blue, like when it was cake cutting time, he just turned around and he took out that engagement ring, and I was gonna have a heart attack because he just broke up with me and
I
now he's
know.
proposing to me. And while he was going on his knee, I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm saying yes, but what am I gonna tell my mom?
So So what did you tell your mom?
No, it turns out that he had already taken permission from my parents.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so
Wow,
he did
that
everything in the background.
He's done
yeah.
all the background work and
Everything.
everything
Yeah,
sorted.
yeah.
Wow.
So that was the craziest thing that happened to
That
me as a
I
surprise.
think I should commend your husband to be such amazing romantic.
He's a good planner.
He's a good planner.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He's done all his homework and made it so special for
Oh,
you.
yeah.
So that's one birthday you won't forget.
No, nobody would. We had like 80, 90 friends then.
Yeah,
and like
yeah, yeah,
that's-
in front.
Boys were like, Sana, if you were not going to say yes, I would have said yes.
Oh my God, that's beautiful. I should commend Mr. Adil for that. All right. Moving on, how do you celebrate your achievements and milestones?
Very good question. It is important to have a strategy in life, but it is also important to have the tactics to achieve those. And tactics are tactical plans which are there every day to achieve your strategy. And they can change. Okay? And I think in one of the other talks I had spoken about your journey from point A to point B.
Yeah.
But that distance is not important. The distances between there are a lot of point A's and B's, which are your successes and failures.
Right.
So what I do in my life as well is that I keep those small achievements and keep them as my affirmations towards success.
Okay.
And make them give me that dopamine. And that dopamine rush is a celebration with every moment and every achievement.
Wow.
I mean, it could be as simple as that glass of water which I have in the morning.
Yes.
Okay? That is an achievement.
Right.
You get it?
Yeah.
Having the right form of food at the right time is also an achievement. Every step that you do good is an
Yes.
achievement.
Right.
While all of this is happening, if I find something which I have not done well or
Yes.
maybe I have failed at,
Yeah.
it doesn't make me step back or make me feel that, oh, I'm a failure. It's okay. I have come 100 steps forward. If I'm going 5, 10, even 50 steps back, I'm still 50 steps ahead of where I
Yeah.
was.
Right.
So for me, every minute is an achievement and I celebrate every minute.
That's beautiful. That's really, really inspirational. What is something that most people do not know about you?
I love to dance.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I love
right?
to
Have you
dance.
learned dancing or is it
No,
just...
no,
Yeah?
nothing professional. I think except for being a doctor, I don't think there is anything I've done as a professional training in life.
Right.
Oh, maybe I could say some licenses I have, but yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, no.
Ah.
I love to dance.
And what type of dancing is your favorite?
Whatever kind of music is playing, I groove to that. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Very nice.
I mean, I'm an artist.
Yes.
So what do you do?
Yeah, you are I think I'm still in awe of you because, I'm more like the Excel kind of a person.
You're the
So,
left brain.
Yeah, I'm totally the left brain person, but you're a good combination of left and right brain. So that's amazing. All right, moving on to my last question. Who are some of the people that you admire or look up to? Because you are the inspiration of a lot of women out there, Sana. So they look up to you, right? So like the supermom we talked about, superwoman we talked about. But I'm sure you look up to somebody.
I
And
do
who's
have
that?
my heroes.
Who
I
are
do
your
have my
heroes?
heroes.
Superheroes.
I mean, when I was young, I used to look up to Mother Teresa. And then for sure, I mean, one of the film stars is Angelina Jolie and Priyanka Chopra. I definitely admire a lot Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum and Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed. These two leaders are huge, huge inspirations for me. The two other leaders who I live with are Rizwan Sajan and Adil Sajan.
Of course, both of them are
I
amazing.
have to
yeah.
admit,
Yes.
these are real leaders and they are today what they are because of who they are.
And their hard work, super hardworking.
Hardworking so much that it's tiring to look at them.
Yeah.
It's so much hard work, So
Yes.
they work tirelessly from morning till night
Yeah.
and then balance social life after that and
Yes.
family life.
Yes.
So that's what makes a real hero, where you create that balance between all the horizons of life.
Right.
And yes, I have my heroes in them.
We're all in awe of all the people you've mentioned out there and absolutely great people to look up to. My next one is, given you are our hero and we have so many superwomen and our audience is mostly Indian women in Dubai, what is your advice to all the ladies out there?
What do I say? I mean, each woman is an inspiration in herself, and I just want to say that don't lose hope. Whenever there is a challenge coming to your life, it is important to keep floating. I mean, usually I say keep swimming, but if you can't swim, keep floating.
Floating.
As they say, if there is a difficult time that comes, the night shall pass too. Okay? But remember that when there is a great time, you should not go overwhelmed on it. So the days and nights are the beautiful cycles of life.
Right.
So it is important to enjoy every period. And if there is a depression period coming in, it is a phase. So don't lose hope and keep swimming. If you can't swim, keep floating.
Wow, that is some inspirational piece of advice. So, Sana, just before we close the podcast, you are such a positive person. Was there any incident in your life which made you the Sana that is today?
I don't think it is important to have some kind of catastrophe in life to be, the person that you are today or the hero that you want to become. I think we are what we choose to be. And if we choose to be positive and if you choose to look towards the positive side of life, you become that person. So I am what I am because I choose to be that.
We have this empowered and ambitious hamper for our special guest of the show. And I think what I want to say is this quote out here, which says, when women support each other, incredible things happen. So thank you so much for accepting our invite. And it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.